Hey everyone, back with some more information on the Roman Empire. Today's topic is Christianity. This is a really long slideshow, so I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as possible. If you obviously have any questions or anything like that at the end, feel free to email either Miss Bentz or myself. In the 900s BC, Israel was created with its capital of Jerusalem. Israel divided into two kingdoms, Israel and Judah. The Jews lived in Judah and were able to survive many wars. In 63 BC, the Romans took over Judah. The Jewish kings were originally allowed to keep control, but in the year 6, Augustus turned Judah into the province of Judea. Since Judea was now a province, a governor ruled for the emperor. Some Jews wanted to work with the Romans, others did not. Ultimately, the Jews decided to rebel. The Jews rebelled twice, in the year 66 and in the year 132. The Jews were crushed both times. The Jews could not go up against the army of the Roman Empire. They did not stand a chance. The Romans forced them to leave Jerusalem and never return. Many Jews awaited a Messiah or a deliverer, someone to help them win back their freedom. At the same time, Jesus is going to leave his home in Nazareth and begin preaching from the years 30 to 33. Jesus mainly traveled in Judea and Galilee. Large crowds gathered to hear him preach, and he assembled a group of 12 close followers called disciples. Jesus preached that God was coming to rule the world. He said it was important to love God and their neighbors, and that doing this would be obeying God, who he called his Father. Jesus' main message was that you must love and forgive from the heart, not just go through the motions. Jesus used parables to get his message across. A parable is a story that's going to use examples from daily life to teach spiritual ideas. An example of a parable is going to be the Good Samaritan, which is one of the best known parables. A quick summary of the story of the Good Samaritan. A man was beaten by robbers. A priest and a religious leader passed by him. But a Samaritan, someone from Samaria, stops to help the victim. Who is showing love to their neighbor in this example? Not the priest or the religious leader. The Samaritan is. Who's just going through the motions? The priest and the religious leader. Because the priest and the religious leader are going to be the people that are telling you to do good things, even though they're not doing good things themselves. The response to Jesus. Some followers said that Jesus healed the sick and performed miracles. Other Jews respected him, but they thought that he was a fake Messiah. The Romans feared him because they believed that he had enough power and enough followers to cause an uprising. In the year 33, Jesus travels to Jerusalem to celebrate Passover. Passover is an important Jewish holiday. He was greeted with large cheering crowds, and he and his 12 disciples are going to share the Last Supper. Fearing trouble, leaders had him arrested and charged him with treason. Treason is disloyalty to the government. Jesus was crucified for his crime. This was not uncommon. That was the normal punishment for this crime. And there were other people that were crucified at the same time as Jesus as well, which meant that he was hung from a cross until he was dead. After his death, his followers claimed that he had risen from the dead. A few followers reported seeing him. His body was also missing from his tomb. This led many people to believe that Jesus was in fact the Messiah, and this is going to start a new religion known as Christianity. One of the key things to note from this right here, Christianity is going to start now, like at this point. That means Jesus himself was not a Christian. Jesus was a Jew. Christianity does not begin until after the death of Jesus. The first Christians, Jesus' followers, began spreading his message and his story. Believers became known as Christians. Christians met often to worship in churches or houses where they would take part in a meal similar to the Last Supper, which would be bread and wine. Christianity spread through apostles. Apostles were Christian leaders chosen by Jesus to spread his message. Peter and Paul were two of the most important apostles. Peter was one of Jesus' 12 disciples. He traveled to Rome and set up Christian churches there. Today, the leader of Catholic Christians still lives in Rome. The leader of Catholic Christians is the Pope. The Pope lives in the Vatican. The Vatican is located inside of Rome. So that is sort of the center of Christianity today. Paul was a well-educated Roman citizen. At first, he was working to stop the spread of Christian beliefs. He was ordered to travel to Damascus to stop the spread of Christianity, but on his trip, he reports seeing a great light, and he heard Jesus speaking to him. Right there on the spot, he changed his views, and he became a Christian. Instead of going and trying to stop the spread of Christianity, now he was traveling to spread Jesus' message. So what exactly do Christians believe? They believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that he came to save people, and that by accepting Jesus and his teachings, people could gain salvation. Salvation is being saved from your sin and being allowed to enter into heaven. The Jewish Bible, or the Torah, is the same thing as the Old Testament of the Christian Bible. So not just similar, like it is the exact same thing. Christians believe that God exists in three forms: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Jews believe that God only exists in one form. So that's going to be a major difference between Christians and Jews. So why would people become a Christian? The Christian message gave meaning to people's lives. Rome's religion was to honor multiple gods, including the emperor. But Christianity is going to offer hope to the poor and to slaves. Christianity promised happiness after death. If you remember before, in an earlier set of notes and slides, we said that if you were a slave in your life, that you were going to be a slave in your afterlife and continue to serve the same person that you were serving in your life. Christianity is different. Christianity is saying that if you're a slave, you can have a better afterlife as long as you do what Jesus is saying and you follow his message. Christianity is going to offer people sort of membership almost to be a part of a caring group. It's going to also give money to the needy. Christians are going to take care of the sick. And many women are going to find roles in Christianity as well. So they're going to appeal to the masses because the two groups that really don't have anything up to this point are the poor or slaves and women. And Christianity is offering hope for these two really, really large groups in the Roman Empire. The Romans had allowed people to worship freely, but you must honor the emperor as a god. But Jews and Christians only recognize one God. So the Romans saw Christians as traitors and they punished them for this. Under Emperor Nero, Christianity was made illegal and Christians were killed. What do we remember about Nero? That he was mentally ill, so this really shouldn't come as a huge surprise. Many Christians are going to become martyrs. A martyr is someone that's willing to die rather than to give up their religion. So a lot of times you were given a choice or you had an option. Basically, you just had to say, no, I'm not a Christian, and worship the emperor as a god, and then you were free to go. You were fine. But people did not want to do that. They did not want to go against Jesus. They did not want to go against Christianity. So they would be killed rather than simply say that they were not Christian. Romans required that their dead be cremated. Christians wanted to bury their dead. They were forced to bury the dead outside of Rome in catacombs. We took a look at catacombs a little while ago, those underground tombs. Catacombs would also become used for worship during persecution. So if the Romans are essentially hunting Christians, you're not just going to go to a church and worship because they're going to come find you and kill you. So you had to worship in secret. So one of the places that they would go would be the catacombs. Remember, this is underground, filled with dead bodies. And this is the place that Christians were going to worship. Despite all of this violence, Christianity continued to grow. Why do you think that is? Again, it is offering hope to those people that really don't have anything else during this time period. By the time we get to the year 250, people of all social classes, including the wealthy and the elite, were starting to become Christians. By the time we get to the year 312, Emperor Constantine accepts Christianity. He saw a flaming cross in the sky before a battle. Written in the sky was the phrase, "In this sign you will conquer." He went on, he won that battle, and he believed that that was a sign from God. He's going to order the Edict of Milan. The Edict of Milan is going to give religious freedom to all people, and it makes Christianity legal. He's going to also build churches in Rome and help Christianity spread. And by the time we get to 392, Emperor Theodosius is going to make Christianity Rome's official religion. So in less than 400 years, Christianity goes from starting to being killed for being a Christian to being the official religion in the largest empire of that time period. That is the end of the slideshow for Christianity.